Welcome back to Grade 7 Math. This is lesson number 10.1, Analyze Data and Make Inferences. In today's lesson, we are going to learn how to find trends in line graphs and how to use line graphs to solve problems and make predictions. We will also take another look at frequency tables and learn/review how to describe the data we see in a frequency table. In general, we can see four basic trends in a line graph. The first trend is an increasing trend. So we see a line that is increasing vertically as you move farther right on the graph. This line graph shows a decreasing trend. So we're seeing the opposite. We have a vertical line that is descending, going down, the further we move to the right on the bar graph. This line graph shows the data staying the same. So that means we have a completely straight horizontal line. Nothing changes as we move further right. And finally, this graph shows the amount increasing, then leveling off. So here we can see that for a period of time, we have an increasing amount, and then it levels off. So it just stays at the same value consistently. Now let's take a look at this chart. Okay, this chart shows us the height comparison of Lewis and Andrea. Lewis being represented by the blue line and Andrea being represented by the red line. And question A says, how has Lewis' height changed? How has Andrea's height changed? Well, if we look at Lewis' line, his height has steadily increased, while Andrea's has also increased, but starting at the age of 14, it appears to have leveled off, and she's not growing anymore. Part B, when were the two friends the same height? Well, if we look at year 4, we see both the red and blue values are exactly the same. Part C, how are the trends similar and how are they different? This goes back very much to part A. They're similar in that for most of the time their heights have increased, but the key difference is that while Lewis' height is continuing to increase, Andrea's height growth has stopped and she's staying at the same height. Okay, part D. Who was taller at age 8 and how did this change by age 16? Well, if we look at year 8, we see that Andrea was taller. But then as we follow both lines, we see that by year 16, Lewis is now the taller of the two. And part D, we can talk about in class tomorrow. If this graph were to be extended to age 25, who do you think would be taller? So pause the video for a few seconds and just consider at year 25, who do you think will be taller? This chart shows how much money 3 movies made in ticket sales. So we have Maximum Speed represented by the blue line, Buried Secrets represented in red, and Game On represented in green. And just important to note, the vertical axis shows how many millions of dollars each movie made. Okay, so here we're talking 1 million, 2 million, $3 million, etc. The horizontal axis shows how many movies or how many weeks, sorry, the movies have been playing. Okay, so this graph shows us the amount of money earned over 6 weeks. Okay, so look at part A. Which movie is the most popular? Well, clearly it's Maximum Speed uh, because its value has been increasing consistently. Part B. Which movie do you think will stop playing soon and why? Well, we have to say it's Game On because the amount of money that this movie is making has been steadily decreasing. And then for part C, which movie slowly gained in popularity and then leveled off? Well, that would be Buried Secrets. We can also make inferences from reading frequency tables. Let's use the example below. The frequency table shows how much money Alyssa has made in babysitting. I'm going to leave this for you to figure out at home, and then we'll discuss this in class tomorrow. Okay, but you can see that uh, these are the amounts of money which she gets paid for various babysitting jobs. So she's just counted how many times she gets paid each amount. She's turned her tallies into frequencies. So two questions for you to consider. How much does Alyssa usually make for babysitting? And then B, based on what you see in this chart, estimate how much Alyssa can make in 1 month. So pause the video, consider your answers, and we'll take this up tomorrow. Alright, and I am anticipating that you will have a good handle on reading line graphs and frequency tables. So in tomorrow's class, we'll go over those sample problems, and then we'll have a selection of questions to work on from our textbook. But for now, this concludes today's video.